hooks. Shoot your arrows. Cooper Kupp plucks it out of the air and gives the Rams the lead. Robert Wood, touchdown. LA! Dog goes crashing into the end zone. Aaron Donald almost beat the football there. Corey Littleton, have yourself a day. Picked off. Marques Peters coming off the edge, and Ryan will be wrapped up by Clay Matthews. Everett in stride. Wow!
Franklin Myers gets his hand down there.
Leto got a hand on it. Did he pick it? He did!
Racing down the sideline is Akeem Talib. Gurley for MVP! Touchdown LA!
Picked off by John Johnson.
Well, it's Dante Fowler who is able to get to breathe. Greg Zuerlein sends the Rams to the Super Bowl! LA will play for the Lombardi!
Welcome back, guys, to another Downtown Rams podcast. It's episode 281. I'm your host, Jake Ellenbogen. Joining me, as always, is Alexis Kraft. It's another draft season podcast, which means two more interviews. We have Bethune-Cookman pass rusher Marques Ford, as well as interior offensive lineman Darryl Williams from Mississippi State. So we hope you guys enjoy, and here is the show. All right, joining the podcast, we have Marques Ford from Bethune-Cookman. How's it going, man? Thanks so much for coming on.
It's going great, man. How about yourself? I appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, of course. We're really excited to talk to you. And, just to start this off, we just want to hear a little bit about how you got into the game of football.
Oh, well, it was at a really young age, around 7, 8. My dad got me into a whole bunch of sports, and football really stuck out to me. So I stuck with it, and it seemed to be working out. Hopefully I go all the way with it,
Absolutely, man. Totally get that. It's always awesome to hear that. And, everybody has their own football story and, where you come from. But, growing up, did you have a favorite player you looked up to?
Ray Lewis. I mean, for obvious reasons, he's a great guy, great player and everything, but really just the ideal football player for me. His story is really great, too. So, yeah, he'd be my favorite player.
Yeah, and he was certainly, a beast to watch for sure. Just all around, one of the best to ever do it. Playing in college, you ended up playing at Bethune-Cookman. Is there any favorite memory or maybe couple memories or plays or games that stand out to you as being the most memorable from your time there?
Well, at Bethune-Cookman, I'd have to say the classics. There's a classic every year where fam and Bethune come together and play. It's the last game of the season. It's a pretty big thing for HBCUs and history and all that. So, and we beat them 9 years in a row now. So, and every single time I played them, it's always ended with a great pass rush by one of the defensive linemen and then an interception to end the game. It's always been close, and I feel like those have been my greatest memories. And it's been an every year thing when I was there. I was there for 3 years. So, yeah.
Yeah, and being there for 3 years, what initially was the deciding factor in going to Bethune-Cookman?
Really coming out of JUCO, I just felt it was easy to be close to home, family reasons and all that. And they were a great option. I was recruited by Coach Hayes over there, and he really sold it to me. It was I like the history and everything that goes way back, and the vibe of the team felt great once I touched down in Daytona Beach. So that was a big reason too.
Yeah, and you played with a lot of really talented guys in college, but you also went up against a lot of really talented players. Is there any guy that stands out to you as being one of the toughest that you had to face in college?
I wish I knew his name, man. He played on South Carolina State. He was pretty sure their right tackle. He was super long. I forgot his name and his number. It's crazy, but he should be getting drafted, so you'll probably hear about him soon.
Yeah, I wonder if you're talking about, and I'm trying to remember because I was just at the Senior Bowl. Was it, I want to say Alex Taylor, but I could be wrong. Huh. You said South Carolina State.
I'm not sure. I wish I could remember. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll figure it out, and then we'll double back to it. But I will ask you, what would you say is your biggest strength as a player?
My pass rush, my disruption of the offense. I feel like I could get put in the game and then immediately make an impact. I'm always making a new line of scrimmage, pushing everything back, making sure I always get penetration on the offensive line. I like to disrupt plays. That's my favorite thing to do, because if they can't get their plays off, they're not winning the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and as the draft is approaching, is there anything you're looking to improve on?
My weight's always been a question to the scouts. It's usually the main thing. My agents told me, my coaches told me, is if I'd be able to gain weight and then continue to have the speed and the explosiveness I have. And right now I'm 253, and I gained 20 pounds since season, and I'm holding it real well. I mean, I'm training great, but I got faster since the season, so that's not a problem at all. So I'm excited to, show what I have pro day with that, because I feel like after that, they'll see I'm a complete player with the weight and all.
Yeah, and I can confirm, by the way, because I did just look it up. It was Alex Taylor, right tackle from South Carolina State. He was actually at the Senior Bowl that I was at, so
Yeah.
I know exactly who you're talking about. The dude's like 6'9", has ridiculous arms, so I'm sure that was not a fun, or it was a fun, matchup to go up against.
Oh, yeah, super fun, man. He's a great guy, so it was a good game. We talked to each other sometimes during the game, so it was fun, man. It was a good matchup and everything.
Yeah, I definitely like to hear that, and he's definitely a player that, he'll be moving up the rungs in a few months' time. But I want to ask you, because we're talking about college players, which NFL player do you most want to go up against?
Tackles, I don't really have one that I'd most want to go up against. But quarterbacks, I'd like to sack definitely Lamar Jackson. But if I get a good clean hit on him, I know that'll be in highlights for years to come. You know what I mean?
Well, that answers my next question, because my next question was going to be, if you had to pick one quarterback to sack in the NFL, who would that be? So I would assume that would be Lamar Jackson, or is there someone else?
Oh, definitely Lamar Jackson. That's man, that would be a great experience. I don't know. There's a lot of quarterbacks I'd love to hit, but him, I feel like it's a rarity to see him get sacked real bad. So.
Yeah, I think she was waiting for you to potentially say what it seems like every pass rusher in the history of pass rushing comes on here and says Tom Brady. It's always Tom Brady. So
I swear I was just thinking him too, but he's getting a little older, so I really I wouldn't find too much joy in hitting him as hard as I could. You got to show respect to great players like that are, kind of getting a little aged in the game.
I definitely hear you there. I will ask you, Marques, because it is a little early in the draft process, so you might not have much of an answer on this, but we are a Los Angeles Rams podcast, so I have to ask you if you've met or spoken with the Los Angeles Rams yet.
I'm pretty sure I talked to one of their scouts while I was at the College Gridiron Showcase. I'm trying to remember. It was either the Falcons or the Rams I talked to near the end. It was the Rams. I did, right near the end of the camp, right after the scrimmage. Yeah, I spoke to one of their scouts. I had, he got all my information, asked me a few questions and all that, so I'm sure they're showing interest.
Yeah, well, we certainly, love to hear that. And, just in closing, in your own words, who would you say Marques Ford is as a player, and who is he as a person?
As a player, you're going to get somebody who's going to go out there and do everything he can to make an impact. And I feel like that's the same way as a person, too, for me. I've been through a lot, and I know what it feels like to be looked down on. So I want to make a change in a lot of things positively. So that's going to be my plan going into the NFL. I want to make sure I'm seen, but not for myself, through my faith in God and everything. And I want to shine through football, but make sure that everybody else shines on the team too. You know what I'm saying? I want to make a program that make a team better.
Yeah, I definitely hear you, man. That's a great answer. Marques, we really appreciate you coming on. We know it's a busy period in your young career here, but we'll be rooting for you, and let's keep in touch, man.
All right, sounds good. I appreciate the call, you guys.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you too.
All right, joining the podcast, we have Darryl Williams, Mississippi State interior offensive lineman. How's it going, man? Thanks so much for coming on.
It's going good, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. We're excited to talk to you. And just to start this off, we just want to hear a little bit about how you got into the game of football.
I got in the game of football around when I was about 6 years old. I played little league football at a Boys and Girls Club called A.G. Gafford back in Bethune, Alabama. That's where I started my little league career. I was on the 135 pounds, so I enjoyed it. And I used to play linebacker, so that what started me off. And I moved to defensive end once I continued to got bigger. And it was a fun ride, and I enjoyed every bit of it. So.
Yeah, of course. And Darryl, growing up, did you have a favorite player you looked up to?
Most definitely. I mean, the Panther twins. I mean, those guys. I mean, I always watch their games, watch their film, just study those guys' tendencies and their technique, and try to mimic my game after that. And I also watch David Castro as well. I go out for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, those guys. I look to those guys a lot, and I just try to mimic my game after them. So it was a big some big time guys that I love watching. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then, obviously play football growing up, and it comes time to play in college, and you end up at Mississippi State. So what was the main factor for you in choosing them?
Oh, man, the crazy part about it, I mean, Mississippi State wasn't even on my radar at first, but it was Auburn. But then me and Coach John Hennessy is now back in Florida. I mean, me and him completely hit it off. I mean, he taught me the game. He taught me how to become a great offensive lineman, not just being a physical offensive lineman, but a smart offensive lineman as well. And I knew he was going to be able to help me be able to move on to the next level once I finish my career out of college. So that what really made me commit to Mississippi State. And I love the family atmosphere that Mississippi State brought to the table, and I enjoy every bit of it. So.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And obviously, just playing at Mississippi State, you went up against plenty of competition. Who would you say is the toughest player you've went up against in college?
I mean, you can say so many names. I mean, one guy. I used to love going up against in college, but he was my team was Jeffrey Timmons. But another opponent was Derek Brown and Deron Payne. Those guys made me work my tail off each and every game that I played against those guys, and I enjoy every bit of it. You ask those guys, I guarantee they'll tell you that I played my tail off when I played against them. It was a great game versus me and those guys, so I enjoyed it. But they're probably the top two guys that I really enjoyed going against other opponents. So.
Yeah, those are great picks for sure. Definitely, tough competition. And, just look at your time playing college ball. Do you have a favorite memory, whether that be a game or a play or something off the field from your time at Mississippi State?
Oh, man, the best game probably the best part that I had was when we played Alabama in 2017. I mean, even though we lost, it probably was the best atmosphere you could probably be a part of. Late night game at 6:30 and the kickoff versus the number one team in the nation in Alabama. I mean, knowing that we took them all the way down to the last second of the game, and they hit us on a slant to win the game. But I wouldn't take that game. I love that game. That game brought back so many memories once I had to look back on it. Know that our fans were believing in us, our team was energized. We were going toe to toe the number one team in the nation. It was a good atmosphere, and I enjoyed every bit of it.
Yeah, and you played alongside now Green Bay Packer Elgton Jenkins, somebody that really popped, as well as I told you off air, was a big fan of both of your games coming out last year. You stayed in school, but what would you say, what was the whole experience like playing next to somebody like Jenkins?
Oh, man, the experience was great. That guy, he took me up under the wing. Elgton Jenkins, not only Elgton Jenkins, but Dion Calhoun, those
Both of those guys were great players. But Elton Jenkins was the guy that he taught me the ropes, taught me how to become not just like I said, like just like Coach Hibbs taught me, but be a physical officer, be a smart officer as well. He taught me the communication skills. I mean, I still lean on Elton to this day. When I call him and ask him about things like how would you block this guy if he was a 3 technique, or how would you block this guy if he was a shady nose, things like that. So I still keep in touch with him a lot. So me and him talking on a daily basis. And he's a smart line to be a part of it. I'm sure if any other line had the opportunity to be around him, I mean, they'll learn a lot from him. So I enjoy my time with him.
Yeah, that's awesome. And just as, being an interior offensive lineman, I'm sure you get asked this question a lot, but do you view yourself more as a guard or more, as a center, or do you have a preference for one position over the other?
I don't have a preference. I mean, if you pull up my tape, I mean, you see that I make both. I think I did. I wasn't there. In the beginning of the season, I was still trying to learn the center role. Once I got rolled, I picked up my game. My game showed in the last couple of games of the season. So, I mean, I enjoy both spots. I mean, it's not a spot that I solidify myself at, or just be a part of me. I can play all 3 spots in the middle, and I enjoy every bit of it. So, I don't have a preference.
So yeah, I mean that's pretty much what I expected. You're willing to play you're ready and willing to play whatever for an NFL team. I would imagine. With that being said, you were at the Shrine Ball. Take me through that experience and what that was like.
Oh, it was a great experience. I mean, knowing I had the opportunity to go showcase my talent one more time, NFL team, and show them that I am capable of being that guy that they rated in the top 50 in the draft class. Just competed at a high level each and every rep. And things of that nature. I mean, going out there showcasing my talent versus the more talented guys that are trying to build a resume for themselves. But I had a great week at the East West Shrine game. I mean, I enjoyed it. From throughout the week, I enjoyed it. And then on that Saturday, I showcased my talent, and I think I had an excellent game. So it was a fun experience.
Yeah, so at the Shrine game, you obviously went up against a lot of really tough competition. Is there any one that stands out to you as being, one of the tougher competitors there?
I mean, it was a lot of tough competitors. I mean, I think the lineman from Baylor was pretty good, and I don't know his name, but he was pretty good. Tavell McGee, those guys I wouldn't. If I had a chance to do it again, I'd do it again. So it was a great experience.
Yeah, and Darryl, obviously you have a lot of strengths. What would you say is your biggest strength as a player?
Being able to be a physical lineman, using my hands, being able to be a physical guy, not move these defenders out of holes, things like that. Yeah,
and as the draft approaches, is there anything in particular, or maybe a couple of things that you're looking to improve on?
Like I said, I'm working on it right now with my PT, trying to bend in my hips more, being more flexible, things like that. Or just being able to, like I said, a little more like I always been. So just things like that, using my hands better. I've been working on my offensive line coach this year. I mean, I think that's all I've been working on is bending my hips and working on my hands a lot. So I've been definitely been working on my craft, things like that in my nature, trying to get better at those. So they'll probably be the main 2 things I've been working on is my hands and bending my hips more.
Yeah, now here's a fun question for you. Being an offensive lineman, who do you want to stonewall at the next level in the NFL?
Oh man, there's so many guys. I mean, I want to showcase my talent so bad. I mean, there's so many good defensive linemen in the league that you can say. I mean, probably the lineman from Chicago Bears, Hicks. I mean, I think he's one of the bigger guys. So that's somebody that I want to stonewall and just be able to talk a little dirty to him and tell him, yeah, I got you this time. Looking forward. Like I said, I'm looking forward to it. So.
Yeah, that's a great pick for sure. And, another fun question here. If you had to pick one quarterback to block for in the NFL, who would that be?
Oh, man, the crazy about I wouldn't even care. I mean, as long as I get a quarterback to block for, but, I think Patrick Mahomes probably a quarterback that everybody wants to block for. I mean, the way his skill set is, I mean, it's off the charts. I mean, when he can throw the ball, not even looking, I mean, that's something that, in the offensive line can be able to probably want to be able to be a part of. So I'm enjoying it. I can't wait to see what team drafts.
Yeah, and being a Rams podcast, I do have to ask you, Darryl, have you met or spoken with the Los Angeles Rams yet?
I have spoken to the Los Angeles Rams. Yes, sir, I have.
Yeah, well, we love to hear that, and because we're big Rams fans, but also really big fans of you and your game as well. But, just in closing, in your own words, who would you say is Darryl Williams as a player, and who is he as a person?
Person that's going to do all the little things right. Person that's going to work on time. Person that's going to compete at a high level. In and out. I mean, a guy that's going to bring the energy, get guys going, get guys playing, things like that. He's just a guy that's always going to be there. I mean, off the field, a guy that you can lean on. Off the field, I mean, just being a guy that's not just because it's going to be a football question, because it's a life question as well. I mean, such as if you got family problems, things like that. So, I mean, I enjoy all of it. I can't wait to be a part of that profession. So, can't wait.
Well, hey man, we can't wait to root for you and watch you throughout this process. Thanks so much for coming on. Let's stay in touch and stay healthy, man. Good luck with everything.
Most definitely, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No problem.